So happy. Keep me posted when you're ready. I think we're 5:30 now. Everybody ready?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Good. We can start. All right. Calling to order the board meeting of Reclamation District 900, January 21st meeting. And we have two trustees absent at this point, Trustee Early and Trustee Orozco. And we now will start with our general administration part 1 on presentations by the public on matters not on the agenda within the jurisdiction of the district. The agency is prohibited by law from discussing issues not on the agenda brought to them at this time. Are there any requests to speak at this time? Nope. Full house. Oh, okay. So next is item 1B, monthly year-to-date revenue and expenses, Mr. General Manager.
Sure. So I'll do a brief. Our income as of today, or as of November of 2025, is of basically 4.1 million. And that's extrapolating out kind of towards the end of the year. We get 3 payments a year, fiscal year, for taxes on our assessments. So we just include it all into this budget at this time. There's one under the miscellaneous income, there's a dollar amount, $127,000. That could be erroneous. We think we got a double payment from the city so we're checking in on that, but we wanted to keep it in the account until we clear it up. To date, total expenditures, and this includes all labor and supplies purchased, is $763. So we're well under budget at this point. And again, this is through November 30th of 2025.
Okay.
Any questions?
Next is consent agenda part 2. Are there any requests to remove either 2 or 3? With that, I'll accept a motion to.
So moved. Oh, go ahead. Take a second.
Trustee Alcala move and Trustee Sulpicio host conduct. Please call the roll.
Trustee Alcala?
Aye.
Trustee Sulpicio Hull?
Aye.
President Guerrero?
Aye. All right, this is approved. Next is our regular agenda, part 3, consideration to approve the Reclamation District 900, California, a blended component unit of the City of West Sacramento. Financial statement, the supplementary information with independent auditors report therein for the years ended June 30th, 2025 and 2024?
Yes.
Okay. With
Yes. So this is the audit we've been working on over the last several months. I think we finalized it in mid-December-ish timeframe. Actually on screen right now, we've got a James Botero with LSL. They are the auditors. And what I'd like him to do, ask him to do, is present the findings. And if the board has any questions, he would be willing to answer.
All right.
Good.
James?
James, if you can hear us.
Yep, you're muted, James, or maybe.
Not.
James, can you hear us? Like wave at us if you can hear us. He looks muted on there, though.
James, are you muted? Can you hear us?
All right.
Uh-oh. We have a speaker issue.
Oh, he was, but he He goes off and he still sounds the same.
You took the question.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know it really well?
No, I didn't finger spell it.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
looks like he
Yes, he
says
just said, I
yes.
can hear you.
We can read your lips.
Okay, Yvonne, can you hear me and or James?
Hear Aaron.
Yay.
Oh, we got you.
We can hear you.
That's right.
Oh, good job, guys. I'm sorry. Convenience I'm causing everyone.
No problem. Always some teams. Months to work out.
All right, James, you're up now.
Great, so I'll share screen right now. I don't know if you have me screen there. Screen, partner.
Yep, you're good.
So yeah, my name's Sarah. I'm a director at Alice Health. I did here again. A lot better than we did last year. For us, audit and financial statements done pretty much in December, early January, quicker than. So what we wanted to do is just kind of go over some of the results of fiscal year 25, answer any questions, and hopefully try to keep it as brief as possible. So just from our team perspective, from our end, predominantly with myself and Heather Flores. She's a manager with us. So she handled a lot of the day-to-day facilitation of questions and the field work process. Aaron and Dustin and Blake and everyone, over there was super timely with responses and questions. So we definitely wanted to just express our appreciation and gratitude for you guys to make it another smooth year here. So just kind of some high level, responsibilities of you guys and then of us and some of the deliverables and opinions that are in the report. So standard management responsibilities, include the preparation of the financial statements in accordance with GAAP, which is generally accepted accounting principles. Even though our firm helps, put them together and prepare the statements, ultimately they get reviewed and approved by district personnel. Designing and implementing internal controls. So we come in and we can, provide feedback and improvements, but, we can't actually implement controls for you, checks and balances, who reviews bank recs or who reviews checks. We'll do walkthroughs of some of those transactions and, report any deficiencies, but we had no noted internal control deficiencies for 2025. Management is responsible for evaluating any going concern potential difficulties, which is just, looking for sustainability, 12 months or beyond. And then any sort of federal award programs, if applicable, or other grant compliance is part of management's responsibility. And then from our end, we're responsible for conducting all of our external audits in accordance with generally accepted auditing standards and government auditing standards. So, we have certain procedures and benchmarks we have to hit internally and reasoning for some of the questions that we ask. We try to do as little as we can and still cover, the required regulations. We try to make it as easy as possible on your team. We have to exercise professional judgment. So even though, this is year 2 of really working together and we kind of had more efficiencies, we still have to start with fresh eyes. Heather was new on it. So we always have to maintain that judgment and professional skepticism each year. We do a risk-based approach. So we'll kind of evaluate some of current ongoing operational challenges, maybe different accounting regulations, and tailor some of that specific year-over-year changes to tailor our audit approach. Understand your internal control structure. So we will document the processes, do a walkthrough over those processes, evaluate any significant accounting estimates that are in the financial statements. For you, it's really just the OPEB liability, which is an actuarial estimate. So what we do there is kind of evaluate the actuary, make sure that the reports and parameters look reasonable. They kind of, perform our due diligence there. And then if there are any conditions or issues for going concern or financial viability, we have to evaluate those as well. So in the financial statements section itself, which is your financial statements, assume you guys either have them or have seen them. But, those present the detailed statements for the balance sheet and income statement predominantly. We show year-over-year comparative information. So you'll see the prior year information in one column and then the current year 2025 information in the other column. There's two sets of statements in there. So I know we kind of touched on it during last year's presentation, but you have the modified accrual basis, which is anything activity within 12 months. Then you have the full accrual, which is all long-term activity, which includes, compensated absences, capital asset, activity that spans multiple years. So in the QuickBooks, everything is kept on that full accrual basis. But then we have to present kind of two different statements and kind of take that long-term activity out. The footnotes explain significant accounting policies, financial details, transactions that are material or significant throughout the year. So you'll see, capital assets and other footnotes throughout the back of the report. And then there's required supplementary information that we're required to show each year, which is budgetary comparison schedules for the general fund. So if there's any budgetary overages or revenue shortfalls, we show those. And then the OPEB, which is the other post-employment benefits, there's some required schedules for those as well. So looking at the results, we issued an unmodified opinion, which is a clean audit opinion. And then there's also the internal control and compliance report. This goes hand in hand with the government auditing standards metric that we touched on kind of the first or second slide there. So that just outlines, we noted no material weaknesses, significant deficiencies, or material non-compliance, which is pretty much the cleanest report you could get. A new standard this year related to compensated absences. There were some changes for how to account for PTO and different types of leave that are offered by different agencies. The changes within the standards did not significantly impact how the district has already been accounting for that. So there was no significant impact to the statements for that. We noted that the OPEB liabilities were reasonable. The actuarial estimations were appropriate. We had no difficulties working with anyone at the district, no disagreements, and we noted no fraud, waste, or abuse. So overall, that's kind of the high-level results there. And happy to answer any questions and, talk further if needed.
Any questions among these? James, great presentation. Thank you so much. As always.
Yeah. Happy to, like I said, happy to get another year to present. Yeah, if no questions, that's great. If anything comes up, my, Blake and, they all have my email, so feel free to reach out at any time, but definitely appreciate having the opportunity to present tonight.
Thank you. I'm glad it all worked out.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks, James. Greatly appreciate this, and it was great working with you again this year, and we'll do it again next year.
All right, sounds great. Have a great evening.
All right. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Aaron.
Right, next item on the agenda is general manager updates.
All right. The district is updating the employee handbook. There's a few employment law changes, so we're making the necessary modifications and should have those probably in February for board review. District employees, we said goodbye to 2 of our members. We've had an unfortunate staffing movement over the last several months. Hired a couple of new folks and they've left already. So just here yesterday, 2 additional employees started. So we're back at full speed as of yesterday.
A question about that.
Yes.
Is it pay that they're leaving to, are they going to other similar jobs in the region?
No,
Competitive?
I had to let 2 of them go. One was a pay, he came in with a degree in business and enjoyed working in the field for about a year and was ready to move on to his degree. The district decided to try out the new boulevard and had our holiday party at the boulevard and went bowling and all kinds of activities. Quite fun. One of our staff had never bowled before, so that was quite hilarious watching that occur. I believe earlier last year is when we received our cyber grant that upgraded our computer systems and so on, and we just submitted for payment on that. So we're waiting to see how that turns out. Of course, we haven't had much rain. We had the rain through the holidays and everything was fine. We had no problems at all with the systems. I even checked in with the city and everybody said everything ran fine and worked fine. And so that was good. One of our pump stations, we call it the race track pump station. It's over near the new Corp yard. And we had it rehabbed over the summer, so it's back in place and operational. It's probably one of the oldest pump stations that we've got in the system, but it's up and running. Our Fun Blacker Canal project, we're hoping to get that out to bid the end of this month. So we're finalizing the contract and specifications to advertise. And construction hopefully by beginning May 1st.
And we're hoping for less expensive.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, we took us a while because we actually redesigned it using different gabion baskets that less rock, less baskets. So hopefully the numbers come in. And this go round, we're giving the contractor more time to get it done. So typically we can't start construction really until May 1st anyway, due to birds and nesting birds and fish and so on. So in November, we had the Army Corps out doing their thorough inspection of the levee system. So they finished that up in about 2 weeks. He said compared to some of the other areas that they inspected, our system looked great.
Oh, wonderful.
So that's, keep our fingers crossed that means good things. we don't get any kind of idea of problems until the report comes out, and the report is about a year out. So he said expect it in November of 2026.
Oh,
So
wow.
it takes them a while to generate the reports and get the Army Corps' approval. And so.
Have you met the new Army Corps in command?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I met him. Paul Dirksen and I did a quick tour with him
Oh, good.
right as, I think, the day he started or shortly after that. So
Excellent.
I'm trying to blank his name off the top of my
Right,
head.
I
but-
know, don't worry about it, I'm good.
City Fire, County OES, we've had several meetings. The city, along with the county, had gotten grants to develop emergency action plans. So as part of that, the district has our own action plan. Once we finalize that, we'll bring it to the board for final signatures. We actually had one done in 2022, but they knew this grant was coming through, so we never did finalize it. And so this one should be finalized.
Okay.
The West Safeka Area Flood Control Agency Corps, kind of the same information as before. The Corps is still working on it through the last several months. Not a lot's been going on with the holidays, and weather has prevented construction from continuing. So just kind of status quo on that. They did finish, one of the photos that I've got attached to the update is our new pump station. So that, not quite operational. I think all the parts and pieces are there. It just, we're waiting for power. So we finally got agreements from the property owner to cross his property. So as of now, PG&E has scheduled connection sometime in February. So we're hoping to get it earlier, but February is the date at this point. A year or 2 years ago, we signed a contract with the California Conservation Corps. So I brought them out. We had a person dig out the slope of one of our canal embankments. And so because it was too wet for us to get in there to rebuild it, we sandbagged it. So we figured, let's bring the Conservation Corps out. I think they estimated over 400 sandbags were needed to fill in the hole. Again, there's some photos on that. So they did a great job, but it took pretty much a full day of operation, and they had 12 members to do this. So other than that, I included several photos. The top photo is the high ground of our levee system south of the Pioneer Bridge. And it had gotten quite overgrown in the past, and nobody really maintained it, though it's our responsibility. So I had our guys go out and start knocking down the weeds and brush. So it's a big undertaking since it hadn't been done. The city has their treatment plant down at the southern end of this area. Everybody's got fences that run up so close to the edge of the embankment that we can't actually get to it, but we got in where we could, and over time we'll be working on that to get everything cleaned up. And just some more photos of some of the things we're doing. We had an erosion repair along the Clarksburg Trail behind Harlan Ranch. One of the big things we're fighting with is debris cleanup around the area. So not only homeless debris, but folks remodeling homes and dumping debris. I think it took us 3 or 4 dumpster full to remove some of the debris. Somebody re-roofed their house and dumped it back behind here. So we're seeing a lot of that occurring now, and a lot of tires that we pull out of the ditches and canals. And unfortunately, what that does is that, under the county's guideline, that shows us as a waste generator because we're bringing so many tires into the landfill. So we try not to take too many at one time. So, yes.
Mayor, I have a
Go ahead.
question.
Go ahead.
Like, do we have fines that we impose on these people?
We would if
A
we could
sign?
catch them.
Could a sign be put up?
We've got signs pretty
have?
much everywhere. We've put up fences and gates to try to prevent it. Well, they dump it at the gate. So they're just areas of industrial, commercial. So 5 o'clock, everybody's home, goes home, and so
One
it's hard
camera
to.
wouldn't help?
What's that?
One camera wouldn't help?
Well, we've thought about that. So, and I think in the one particular dumping area. So, yeah, hopefully we can slow this down. Tree removal, wintertime comes and we get trees that topple over, so our guys are out there cutting, removing those trees. We got a chipper, so we grind up the trees and use that to keep the weeds down. Page 5 of 6, this is showing the embankment removal. The person was quite artful in their building. They actually crossed the ditch to build it and put up wood supports and so on, but the parking lot was brand new and new fence, beautiful, and we were afraid that we'd lose the parking lot into the ditch and we'd end up paying for it, so it was better for us to go out and have the Conservation Corps repair it for us.
I'm sorry, like, can you help me understand what I'm looking at in that picture?
The
What did
top
somebody
one there?
build?
I'm sorry?
What did somebody build?
They just cut out the embankment.
Why?
They put a tent on it.
Okay, so they were making a flat ground. to
Yeah,
put a
flat
tent
ground.
on. Okay, that makes sense. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Sorry, the picture's small. Fit it in there. But yeah, they cut it out and they cut it real close to the edge of the fence. And so if as erosion occurs, I was afraid that fence would go in along with cracking their asphalt. And so we brought in a truckload of sand and just filled it up with sand. And then the last photo is our new pump station. It's a below ground pump station. And this is what the Army Corps built for us. Right behind it, that's DWR's yard. If you were to the right of that is the new city corp yard. So we're right in that general area off of West Capitol. Again, it's a submersible below ground pump station. This picture is old. They've got a fence around the site now. We've got a backup generator to this site. Like I said, it's pretty much ready to go other than direct power from PG&E. With that, any questions?
I have a quick question. The Sutter Street cleanup,
Yes.
that looks like some, I guess my question is that entirely the district's responsibility? And is the city or public works out there at all?
It's our easement,
Okay,
so we take it on as it's our responsibility. Yeah, the ditch runs along there and that's our access road, so. There wasn't a gate there when all of this debris was dumped, and we put a gate in at this point.
well, thank you for the pictures. I see the district trucks out in the city all the time, but we never really see what they're doing
Yeah, no, we
on
wanted
the
to
street. So thank you for sharing this
show you
information.
some photos. I'm trying to get out. We've got a program. It's called Company Cam that the guys can use, take photos of what they're doing. They can comment on it. They can draw on it, point out different things. So it's really beneficial, but we have to use it. We forget to use it half the time, and I'm as guilty as anybody. I go out to the site and I forget to take pictures. So. That's it for me, if there's no more questions.
Trustee, no more, and trustee comments?
Only comment is, I believe it was late last year after a board meeting, you sent us an email, just a proactive email updating us on the status coming into storm season. And I really appreciate that type of proactive communication. So, please keep doing that.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, unfortunately, we're in a very, very dry period, so helps us out because we can go do cleanup and so on. But yeah, nothing until the end of the month, I think, is their prediction at this point. Even the National Weather Service has stopped sending us updates other than fog.
No, this fog. All right, and with that, we'll adjourn. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Blake.